Hey everyone, this week we've got top 10 game environments. Have a look at the list, and if there's anything you liked or didn't like, jump onto our Facebook page and let us know, or join the conversation on Twitter. These game environments are always a lot of fun to run around in, and we had a lot of fun making this. Stay tuned. At number 10 is Empire City from Infamous. The city boasts the most affordable housing anywhere. This may or may not have anything to do with the giant explosion that affected its historical district. At number 9 is the planet of Pandora from Borderlands. For a planet that's entirely desert, Pandora has a heap of things to see and shoot at. A must-visit destination for any prospective Vault Hunter.
I have destroyed you. A deadly shot from nowhere.
Nice!
At number 8 is Rapture from Bioshock. The city beneath the waves where a man is entitled to the sweat of his brow. Sweat earned taking on splicers, big daddies and mad scientists.
Where the scientist would not be bound by petty morality, where the great would not be constrained by the small. And with the sweat of your brow, Rapture.
At number 7 is Boston. Assassin's Creed 3 provided 2 large cities to explore and leap about in. Of the 2, Boston is easier to navigate, providing ample fast travel locations when you needed to get about in a hurry, and scenic vistas of 18th century America when you didn't. At number 6 is Pacific City from Crackdown. Not exactly a tourist destination by any means. However, if you're looking for a place to jump around and take a bite out of crime, then Pacific City offers endless opportunity.
Download to your personal network, and a marker will be placed on your HUD.
At number 5 is the island of Panau from Just Cause 2, a lovely tropical destination for the extreme sports enthusiast, filled with opportunities for skydiving, base jumping and car surfing. However, the island's government is currently falling apart, so it's recommended you bring some protection.
Here we are, Panau Island, Southeast Asia's best kept secret.
At number 4 is San Andreas from Grand Theft Auto 5. San Andreas is the land where you can be who you want to be. Come out, change your name, lie about your age, form your own religion, call yourself an actor and wait tables. It just doesn't matter out here. Everybody's at it. At number 3 is the Capital Wasteland from Fallout 3. An open landscape with plenty of room to grow. The Capital Wasteland is home to a variety of wildlife, and as a result the cuisine is quite adventurous. A perfect place to bring your friends, your foes, and your friends. At number 2 is the Rook Islands from Far Cry 3. A small slice of paradise in Southeast Asia. The islands are excellent for paragliders and hunters alike. There's so much to do on the islands that you'll find yourself only playing the story missions occasionally. And the number 1 game environment is Skyrim. With a huge landscape to explore that's different from one location to the next, Skyrim provides a place for players to get lost in for hundreds of hours, with plenty of quests to do, things to kill, and treasure to find.
So that was top 10. Guys, what was your favourite?
Skyrim, because it's the Elder Scrolls series. They've always done a really good job with open world stuff, especially with Oblivion as well. But Skyrim, just flat out Skyrim.
Yeah. My favourite was Pacific City from Crackdown, because I just remember trying to get all those agility orbs and so many orbs, not enough time.
I'm sorry, but you are all wrong, and I'm not even sorry about saying that, because Capital Wasteland is clearly the best open world environment ever created, and there's too much stuff to list on why it's the best.
Sorry, not sorry?
Sorry, not sorry.
So now we've had some time with the Xbox One console, so here's our review.
So you might have heard of the Xbox One, Microsoft's follow-up to the hugely successful Xbox 360. Released late last year, the console marks a long-awaited venture into the next generation of gaming. Facing off against stiff competition in Sony's PlayStation 4, Microsoft have aimed to pull out all the stops with their new hardware. The Xbox One is undoubtedly an ambitious console, And despite an awful marketing campaign that led to Microsoft removing many of the promised features, the finished product seems to be a solid foundation for the next generation of gaming. Let's take a look in more detail. The Xbox One is big, and I mean big. The box and the Kinect are huge when compared to the PS4 or even the 360, yet the console manages to come across as sleek and well designed. Clocking in with 8 gigs of DDR3 RAM, an 8-core processor, a huge GPU, Blu-ray and USB 3.0, it's a huge step up from the previous generation hardware. Interestingly, the console features a HDMI in input as well as the expected HDMI output. This means that you can send your TV signal into the box and watch TV through the Xbox's OS. While this is a handy trick, needing to turn your Xbox on to watch TV is a huge drawback, especially coupled with the missing TV guide functionality here in Australia. Graphically, native games such as Forza and Dead Rising 3 show off what the hardware is capable of, while cross-generation games don't do it justice yet. As we saw with the Xbox 360 and previous consoles, you can expect a gradual ramp up in the quality of the game's visuals as developers become more comfortable with the new hardware. The Xbox One's controller is fantastic. It's only an incremental improvement over the 360 controller, but that's exactly what was needed. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But that said, improvements across the board really add up to an impressive piece of hardware. The new analog sticks feel great, with a satisfying relief pattern for added grip. The D-pad has finally been made serviceable for the fighting game crowd, and the addition of rumble in the triggers is a subtle improvement that can really be a game changer. The best example of the trigger rumble is the Forza 5, which used to emulate the engine and brakes to great. The only real drawback of the controller are the RB and LB shoulder buttons. They're a little more plasticky than you'd expect, especially when compared to the main triggers, which feel fantastic. They're by no means terrible, but they can be a little awkward to press at first and feel a little on the tacky side. The new Kinect, while being somewhat creepily always watching you, is actually a great addition. Microsoft have avoided forcing you into waving your arms around to navigate menus and focus more on the voice commands. Simply saying Xbox turn off or Xbox go to achievements is a great way to navigate the menus. It's less intrusive, in some cases actually faster than using the controller. This does rely on your accent matching the territory you bought your Xbox in though, so fellow foreigners be warned. It seems as if Microsoft have avoided forcing developers into using the Kinect functionality in their games. The Kinect functionality rarely feels forced in any of the launch games. In most cases it's completely optional and only serves as a value add or a time saver, however it can sometimes feel a little tacked on. Also worth mentioning is Smart Glass, Xbox One's companion app for smartphones and Windows 8 devices. This app allows you to connect to your Xbox One and do simple tasks like typing out a chat message or checking out your achievements. Honestly, I didn't expect much from this app, but it's completely free and a huge improvement over typing with a controller. If you have a device that runs Smart Glass, I definitely recommend checking it out. Overall, the OS is sharp, yet not as responsive as it could be. It looks fantastic running at 1080p, but seems to suffer when you start to multitask. Microsoft's modern UI style is back again, meaning the menus fit right alongside the Windows 8 and Windows Phone, but the interface still feels a little like a work in progress. Simple functionality was missing at launch. Things like a controller battery indicator and a file management system really should have been included. The OS features the ability to snap an app on the right hand side of the screen. You can watch TV while you game, check out your activity feed, or even take a look at the game's manual. This functionality seems like a great start, but it can be a little clunky if you're not used to using the voice commands. Watching snapped TV is also not a great experience. The frame rate suffers and the viewing window is tiny. Some interesting new features make a debut, such as Game DVR, which you can use to record and upload game clips. Next-gen consoles are making moves to try and replace screenshots with video clips, and this app goes a long way to starting that trend. It even automatically records some achievements or epic moments as they happen, which is a really nice touch. Nowadays, it's normal to expect a gaming console to improve in the years after release, and I think Microsoft are aware of this, as it needs work. Specifically, load times and lag need to be addressed, as there isn't a real increase in performance over the 360. Some people have also had problems with games crashing to the menu, but that said, it's a solid start with a lot of potential. The launch lineup was surprisingly strong. New consoles don't usually kick off with a huge amount of games, but there are at least 4 or 5 games that were well worth playing on launch. Fully fledged Forza game, Dead Rising 3, Assassin's Creed 4, Rise, Quad Ghost, and even free copies of The Xbox One's killer app is most certainly timed like much, Respawn trust me. Simply having this game as a console exclusive to the platform is a real treat. The promise of no game on the horizon as well as a plethora of third-party titles means that you can't help but look forward to the rest of 2014 and onwards. Now this is a topic which shouldn't really feature in a review, but sadly, Microsoft's localization efforts have been disappointing. At time of writing, simple functionality such as the Xbox On voice command and the TV guide are missing from Australian Xbox Ones, but are included in British and American ones. These are expected to be included in future updates, but not being able to use the flagship voice command is frankly a poor effort. On the whole, the Xbox One is an impressive piece of gaming hardware. Microsoft have laid the foundation for the next generation of gaming with style. but it feels slightly rushed, like they bit off more than they could chew. This is undoubtedly a console that will grow over time, with an expanding library of games and improvements to the user experience. It'll be a force to be reckoned with in the years to come. I'd recommend gaming enthusiasts to pick one of these up, and for the casual crowd, maybe wait until there's more games out before making your purchase.